guess my last question before I'll go back to Scotty is around the minimum viable capability, which we sort of touched on earlier. Is it different to what was originally tendered for?
The tendered vehicle that we have considered through our risk mitigation activity, through the process of going through the tender evaluation, the source evaluation report, it is delivering the integration components, the elements that that Hanwha proposed through its tender response. So the nature of the turret, the nature of the weapon system, the nature of the mobility system is what was tendered by the company. I might just look at Sarah to see.
So there's no Major General. Can I just ask a follow-up?
Yeah.
There's no change or variation from what government or the department approved from Hanwha to now being what is declared the minimum viable capability.
That is correct. From what the contract we entered into with Hanwha, the negotiation outcomes of our contract with them, they have not changed. Hanwha are to meet those requirements.
Even though the 2024 independent review found to meet that the compressed schedule for the project, the 6-month ramp-up period, all of these sorts of things which obviously would input into the minimum viable capability, that review found the consequence of undertaking design and production concurrently was a decision to accept suboptimal solution and address any deficiencies after delivery, and that Defence is managing the elevated integration schedule risk related to the RWS through concurrent engineering, testing and production activities. I mean, it sounds like, okay, so there might be no variation from what Hanwha was approved, but it sounds like the minimum viable capability is being inputted on the way in which this whole contract is being delivered and the way in which Defence has had to vary and contract its rollout of the project, and that there are concerns raised with that. So, I mean, I guess is this whole thing sort of, are we shortchanging ourselves in order to meet the original timelines? Is it sort of, from, given the challenges with things like the RWS and also the other risk things that we've spoken about today, isn't it the fact that Defence has kind of got this idea of a minimum viable capability that is being affected by the realities of having to deliver this in a truncated way, and that actually isn't what was envisaged originally when we were going through all of this?
Chair, I might just say 2 points. First, the original BOP, or basis of provision, of 450 vehicles also included 14 variants of vehicles. Through the change to reduce to 129, we are pursuing 2 variants, the infantry fighting role and the joint fire support variant. Both very similar, both have the turret system. So we reduced that ongoing engineering risk by reducing the number of variants for the vehicles. The second point I would say is, we are replacing a 1964 M113 armoured personnel carrier with a vehicle that is immensely better across all areas of lethality, mobility, survivability. That is clear in our eye about ensuring that we have a pathway to use those current vehicles to support our training as we move to this new platform. But it is a complete change in the vehicle capability that our infantry are receiving. We need to get into the hands of our soldiers in a safe and as fast manner as possible. That is what we are focused on. That is why the acceleration is about delivering our first vehicles in 2027 to commence that journey for our soldiers, to have those vehicles in service as quickly as we can. I might hand over to my Army colleagues to talk about that aspect to it.
Thank you. So Major General Kurt Brown, Headland Capability. So as mentioned, the reduction from 450 to 129 in accordance with National Defence Strategy direction as we move forward. The two variants, the infantry fighting vehicle and the C2 and joint fires, provide us less variance to train on. That training impost for a driver is 5 weeks. For the gunner is 5 weeks, and for the crew commander is 8 weeks. We'll move into those in the latter stages of this year to help us move through to what is an MVC. And then the use of this vehicle alongside of our long-range fires and then also to be transported on our littoral manoeuvre vessels is a critical component of that combined arms team which we mentioned earlier. Thank you.